Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you guys are new. Today I want to walk you through a few products in my collection that I surprisingly did not purchase off of anyone's recommendation. When I look through my collection, I'm honestly still surprised at how many products I purchase after hearing someone that I trust their opinion of a product say that they like it. There's honestly only a few products in my collection that I just happened to kind of stumble upon, and I think that this is attributed to my kind of smaller sized makeup collection compared to a lot of people on YouTube, but I really like to know if I'm going to like a product before I purchase it, or at least have a good guess. And I do that by looking at reviews from people that I trust and that have similar makeup preferences to myself. So I really try not to impulse purchase. I'm not saying that I never do, but these are just some products that I somehow got into my collection without knowing about them from someone that I can remember. There's a couple that could have potentially been mentioned by someone, but off the top of my head, when I think about the product, I typically think like, oh, I heard Kelly Gooch talk about this, or Emily's Makeup Bag, or Allie Glines, or someone talk about them. So these are the products that I don't have those kind of a memory about. I'm not gonna go in any particular order. So the first product that I picked up is this Kokie Be Bright Concealer. Now I did place an order on Kokie based on Kelly Gooch's recommendations, but I did not pick this up on her recommendation. I just thought that I would want to try the concealer because I was actually picking up the foundation that she had suggested. And when I look back on another one of her videos, I saw that she does actually suggest this a lot. But as far as me picking it up was really just because I was already ordering from the site and I wanted to try a few products for a video. But I do really like this one, and I'm glad that I ended up picking it up. It's not by any means my favorite concealer, but I think it's good, it's affordable. It is pretty simple as far as, you know, the packaging is nothing over the top, it's not wasteful, and I think it's a nice concealer. So I don't really have too much to say about it other than it's kind of just a little bit better than standard in my opinion. So I am glad that I picked this one up. Next up is this lip crown from Ulta. This is their Velvet Matte Lip Crown, and I got this in a set that I got like free with purchase last year. Now, this unfortunately does not have a shade name, but I love this lipstick. It is like the prettiest berry color. I don't have it on today. I almost put it on for this video, but I really love this one. I'm so glad that I have it, and I probably honestly would have never picked it up had I not gotten it in that free set, but I'm so glad that I ended up getting it. And I could definitely see myself picking up another shade of this, but I honestly really just love this shade in particular. So if they have like a berry type shade, I'm sure this is an existing one. They just didn't put the name on the packaging, but I would honestly really suggest this. It's really good. The packaging is kind of like cheap feeling. It doesn't feel like it's gonna break, but it's not anything to write home about. It's just a good product. Next up is a brow gel. And I actually kind of stumbled on this one. I think I might have asked on my Instagram if anyone had tried it, but I honestly was just looking for a clear brow gel, and this one was a mini for $9, and so I did pick it up, but I love it so much. I actually think it might be almost empty. There's not really a ton of product that's coming out on the spoolie anymore, but it's so hard to tell when a clear brow gel is going to run out. This was definitely an impulse purchase. This next one is the Profusion Bright Lights Pastel Liner in the shade Lavender. Now, I honestly really do like this liner. I just don't wear it. I think I've only used it just a couple of times, but when I think about getting rid of it, I don't want to because it's such a pretty shade. Of course, it is a lavender liner, but honestly, it's a pretty good formula, and I feel like I remember it lasting pretty well on my eyes. I don't remember it flaking or smudging or transferring or anything like that, so I actually remember this being a pretty good liner, and it kind of makes me want to try maybe like a graphic liner look using this or something because I do really like it. I actually really like the packaging too. This is only like $5. And I just thought it looked fun, but I need to use it because it does look fun and I think I would actually enjoy this a lot. So hopefully I can remember to pull this out of my collection and give it a fair shot. But this was definitely one of those impulse purchases for me. I just don't really know why I don't use it more. I guess just because it's a little bit more of like a fun pop of color versus like something neutral. But yeah, I really want to remember to use this one. Let's talk about the next two together. We've got a couple of mascaras. This one is the Milani, the waterproof one mascara. And I just needed a waterproof mascara. I don't really like to pay a lot for them just because I don't wear them all the time, but I wanted them for our markets. We have earring markets and it was really, really hot outside and I felt like I needed a waterproof mascara. I honestly don't really like this one, and it's pretty unfortunate because I'm actually going to be in a wedding next week. Wow, I can't believe it. Like, we have this week and then it's next week. I am so, wow, I can't believe it so soon. But this isn't very good, and so I'm probably gonna end up picking up another waterproof mascara and probably just not using this one. It's okay if you like a very natural look, but as you might be able to tell from my lashes today, I really like a bold, intense lash look, and this just doesn't give that to me. I always end up pairing it with another mascara, which I don't think would then be waterproof if the other one's not waterproof. So this one's just kind of like, okay. And I used some, what do they call them? Like extra bucks or something at CVS, and I actually got this for free that way. So, you know, I'm not really like missing out on a lot, but I would not really suggest this one. The same thing kind of goes with this one from CoverGirl. This is the Lash Blast Volume Mascara. Again, I used a coupon for this one. I got it a little bit cheaper, I think, but I have this one because it's a brown mascara, and I really like brown mascaras for certain looks. But again, this one's just so natural looking. I get it that it's a brown mascara, so it's not gonna look as intense as like a deep black mascara, but I still want it to provide volume. I mean, this is called the Lash Blast Volume, but I feel like it just honestly is just such a standard mascara. Like, it's not anything super special. I'm gonna keep looking for an alternative for a brown mascara, especially once this one dries up. But for these two, I'm just kind of like, they're okay. I do like this one more, but I just think I want something more the more that I use it. Next up, I was in Ulta one day, and you know those days when you go into Ulta and you kind of know what you need, but maybe you're not like really feeling like shopping, even though it's makeup and you might really love makeup. Well, this was not one of those days. This was one of those days where you go into Ulta and you're covered in swatches all over your arms and you end up buying like 50 things. This was one of those days. Not 50 things, but I probably bought like 5 or 6 things. And I was really intrigued by this because it is a solid lip oil from Pacifica. I got mine in the shade Rosy Glow. And I will say, I do like this one. It's very pretty. It's a solid lip oil, like I said. So it's kind of like a chapstick, but it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't feel like a chapstick. Like, it feels like a solid oil. And it's honestly really pretty on the lips, but I don't use it. And I feel like a main reason why I don't use it is because for me, I want a lip oil in the summer because I feel like it kind of gives you that kind of like popsicle, sort of like pouty sort of a lip, like very subtle, but still pretty. But I was always super worried that this one would melt in my purse. I never tested it, but because of that, I feel like I just didn't use it as much. This to me is a purse product, but a purse product in the summer because it's a lip oil, but I feel like it would melt. So I don't know. I feel like a little bit confused by this one, even though I do think it's really nice. And if you're into lip oils, you probably really like it. Like, it comes with a lot of product, but even when it's twisted all the way down, I haven't even made it to the top of the packaging here. So I honestly just haven't used this, but maybe like 5 times or so. It's really pretty. And if it sounds like something that you would like, you would probably like it. But for me, I find it a little bit confusing for my own collection and my own like makeup habits. We've just got one more lip product, so I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this one. This is from Juvia's Place. This is their matte lipstick. I have mine in the shade Muted, and I got this last year on Black Friday. And I picked this up because I was picking up the bronzer and the blush duo, and then the Magic Mini palette from Juvia's Place. And the way that their Black Friday deal worked last year was something along the lines of, you order, it's already on sale, and they give you like a $10 gift card or something, $15 gift card. So then you're more inclined to order again. So basically my whole order of like what I wanted, I ended up splitting into 2 orders because it just made more sense with the coupons and the gift cards. But then the second order ended up giving me another gift card that I didn't expect to get. So I picked up this lipstick and also their lip liner. I already think I was gonna get the lip liner or something, but this lipstick I just thought looked pretty, and I do honestly really like this. It is super cool tone, and it's just a brown lipstick, but it's honestly really, really pretty, especially in the winter. So I had never really heard anyone talk about these. I have seen, I want to say in Tatiana Anisa's videos that she has these, and I see her talk about them. So not to say I've never heard anyone talk about them, but especially this shade in particular. and I never really like put them on my radar as far as wanting a lipstick. I feel like with lip products, I'm more inclined to just purchase what looks good versus purchasing lip products off people's recommendations, just because lip products look so much different on everyone. And I just tend to not fall into like that category of purchasing based on recommendations. All right, next up is this highlight duo. This is from I Heart Revolution, and this is honestly really pretty. So this is the Rose Gold Glow Highlight Duo, and I picked this up at TJ Maxx. My packaging unfortunately is broken, but I picked this up because it is a very blinding highlight, and it's also very affordable, and I honestly really do like this one. I wish the packaging wasn't broken because I'm a little bit weird about packaging. I like for it to be a certain kind of way, but I did actually put this on today on top of what I already had on, and you can see it is just really, really glowy and really blinding, and I honestly really do love this formula. I had never really heard anyone talk about it, and I feel like I still haven't heard anyone talk about it, but Revolution has so many makeup products. They're honestly like a little bit reminiscent of ColourPop sometimes with their makeup, but I really do like this one. I actually have another Revolution product. This is also from I Heart Revolution. This is the Mini Tasty Avocado palette. I really love this palette, and I don't use it enough. It's just because it's so bold and green, and I just don't really wear greens all the time, but I honestly have considered picking up kind of like this palette in Another Color Story multiple times. They've got a more pink one, a more peachy one, and I've honestly looked at both of those so many times. The formula of this is incredible. It is honestly so impressive. The shimmer shades are beautiful, and the matte shades blend really nicely as well. I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with this palette. It is just, it's stunning. It really, really is. I don't remember what put this on my radar. I think I just saw it on Ulta's app or maybe in store, and I was kind of getting into like green shadow there for a while, and so I think I had just been kind of like looking at this, and then I asked for it from a friend of mine and she gifted it to me, and I honestly just love this palette. Even though I don't use it very often, when I reach for it, I love it. So this is one of those where I'm really glad that I have this. Even though I don't hear anyone talk about it, I don't care. Like, I don't always pick up products just for the hype, but especially with this kind of a thing happening, it's so much fun sometimes to just try things that you've never heard of and see how they go. Unfortunately, that doesn't always work out because sometimes they're not picked up because they're not good, but in this case, this is a good one. All right, next up we've got a blush, and I actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think I picked these two up on the same day. And I was swatching this one. Now, I have heard some things about Undone, but specifically this blush, I swatched it and then I had to have it. And then right after I purchased it, I saw someone using it in a YouTube video, and I thought, did I like subconsciously pick this up because of them? Which is possible, But I honestly swatched this and then I knew I had to have it. So I'm gonna still put in this video. I honestly could be mistaken about a couple of these products just because it is sometimes, you know, hard to remember why you got a product specifically. But I loved the tone of this blush. I feel like it's so unique in like a weird way. It's just something about the undertone of it that is so unique. Even though you look at it and you think like, oh, okay, it's kind of like a peachy, salmon-y blush, but I just feel like it is so special in my collection, and I really love this one. Now, this product does have like 3 layers, so you can get less pigmentation all the way down to a very opaque blush. I honestly just always swirl it and use it that way, so, you know, it's kind of like a medium coverage for me, but I love this blush. This was not a mistake to pick up. This is in the shade 325 Flare, by the way, and I love this. I think it's so good. I need to use it more, honestly, but I tend to reach for powder products more than cream ones, but yeah, this is one I'm very glad I picked up. And if you have never tried them, I would really suggest these blushes. Next up, I received this one in PR from Spectrum Collections. This is their bronzer. It's in the shade Rise, and I shared this on my Instagram recently. And a lot of you guys said that you didn't even know that they had makeup. I honestly didn't either. For the most part, I think I knew that they had a couple products, but they have a lot more of a full line than I realized. I received some brushes from them in PR. I don't remember which brushes they were. I think the Zodiac ones, and this came with that order. and it's just really beautiful. I honestly really like this. I think that their makeup is really underrated. I've also tried their glossy lip oil, which is pretty, but the formula kind of breaks up in the bottle, so if that would bother you, I wouldn't suggest it. But this bronzer is beautiful. It blends so nicely. It's one of my more pigmented bronzers, so when I'm actually going for like a bronzy sort of a look, I will reach for this one. And I love the packaging. I feel like this is some of the most luxe packaging in my entire collection. And I think that that says a lot because I honestly do have kind of a lot of high-end products. I tend to lean towards high-end products over drugstore, even though I do have a pretty good balance. I think I probably skew a little bit more high-end than drugstore. And a lot of that comes down to the packaging because for me, even if the product inside is incredible, I cannot stand when packaging's broken. So I tend to lean for high-end because I feel like it's less likely to break when it's high-end or to have a little bit more cheap packaging. But this one is high-end all around. The formula, the packaging, it is beautiful. And I honestly just think this needs a lot more attention. All right, last up, we just have one eyeshadow palette. This is the BH Cosmetics and Iggy Azalea Totally Plastic Palette. I saw this, I want to say for the first time in TJ Maxx, and I thought about getting it and I didn't, and then I ended up picking it up at TJ Maxx later on. I love this palette, honestly. I do actually have a whole video on this I can link below for you, but the more and more I use this, the more I like this palette. I do stand by the things I said in that video of maybe what I would change with this palette, but overall, I really adore this one. I picked this one up just from seeing it in TJ Maxx. I don't think I've still ever heard anyone talk about it, and I don't think I've ever even seen anyone else like post about it on Instagram. So I think this is a real hidden gem. It's so affordable too. I want to say I paid like $5 for it, and it is just beautiful. I will say this is probably a little bit more useful for someone with fair skin just because they do have 3 really light shades here. But for me, it's really hard for me to find a palette where I can honestly use all 9 shades or all shades in a palette because the deeper shades are just really hard for me to use other than like just a little bit in the outer corner or maybe, you know, a liner look. I just feel like they look really intense on me. So for my particular skin tone and my preferences, this type of a palette is honestly just perfect for me. So I really do enjoy this one. The formula is amazing. I actually really love the color story. The packaging is very cute. All around, I'm really glad I finally picked this one up. But those are some products in my collection that I've kind of picked up on a whim or happened upon or, you know, whatever the case might have been. And I just wanted to share with you all if it was an impulse purchase, whether or not I regretted it or not. I just kind of wanted to share some hidden gems with you guys that you guys might really enjoy if you've never tried them before. And if any of these are in your collection already that I kind of suggested to you, this is your reminder to pick them up and try them out. But if you did enjoy today's video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up and also consider subscribing to my channel if you want to see more content from me. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.